Pep Guardiola's 2010-11 Barcelona tactics, can we recreate them in eFootball? Barcelona secured 5 out of the 6 possible trophies across the 2010 and 2011 calendar years, including the Champions League after beating Sir Alex Ferguson's United. Can we recreate this classic false 9 tactic in eFootball? When we talk about Pep's Barcelona, we immediately think of tiki-taka, which vividly describes how Barcelona's attack looked. Continuous short passes without losing possession and passing it into the net. But Guardiola hated that term because tiki-taka is just passing without any intention. Pep really emphasizes passing with a clear purpose, and the 2010 to 2011 side truly excelled in this aspect. Though they couldn't achieve the sextuple like 2 seasons ago, Sir Alex Ferguson said after the 2011 UCL final that this Barca was the best team he's ever faced. Only a few starters changed compared to 2 years ago, but the 2011 team cemented the main strategy of playing a false 9, and the whole team worked as an immaculate machine. Now let's dive deeper into Pep's tactics. In my previous video, I introduced Pep's principles: the 3 Ps, high press, and forming triangles, and his 2 variations of 4-3-3. Off the ball, both teams shared the same famous 6-second rule of trying to win the ball back as quickly as possible. When the front 3 pressed, the midfielders and fullbacks would press the potential ball receivers. So in case the first line of press failed, the second line would be able to win it back. The formation was also a 4-3-3, but Barcelona played in a slightly asymmetric structure, meaning that the strong side of attack is the right side, which can absorb defensive pressure and open up space for attackers on the left. Now let's get into how Barcelona built up their attack. The 2 center backs often started the attack. When the opponent decided to press high, the keeper Victor Valdés would often support the center backs to form a 3 versus 2 advantage most of the time. If Valdés had the ball, the center backs spread wide, which made it easier to get the ball to Busquets and Xavi in the middle, or to one of the fullbacks. Piqué and Puyol both are La Masia graduates, and we can see that Piqué often moves higher because he's really good at passing. Puyol, on the other hand, had problems with injuries throughout the season. The main starter was Mascherano. Mascherano was a defensive midfielder in all teams he has played in, but excelled at the center back position. Pep attempted to create a side featuring as many midfielders as possible, and Mascherano's skills really fit Barcelona's approach of building up from the back while maintaining good defensive prowess. When the ball reached the midfield was when Barcelona were in their comfort zone. The midfield trio of Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta complemented each other extremely well. Busquets was the anchorman, always available deep as a back pass target, and simplified the attack by scanning and being aware of the players around him. On his right was Xavi controlling play. He played like an orchestrator, being in deeper positions to receive a pass and have space in front of him to dictate play by making quick, short, or long passes. On the left was Iniesta, very explosive and with silky touches, dribbling in tight spaces and extremely press-resistant. Player rotation was a critical element of Pep's positional play. Xavi and Iniesta switched quite often, but the rotation was not limited to the midfield. Xavi, orchestrating from the deep right, allowed the right back, Dani Alves, the freedom to attack very high. So the false 9 Messi, Alves, Xavi, and either David Villa or Pedro on the right formed a unit of 4, making the right side the strong side. Alves' constant overlaps allowed Pedro or Villa to play closer to the right half space. Messi is left-footed, which means he was very comfortable with cutting in from the right side. So Messi often rotated with Pedro or Villa, making the attack dynamic and man-marking very difficult for the opponent. Overloading the right side helped relieve the defensive pressure on the left, so when the ball came back to Xavi or Busquets, they would either make a quick, accurate long pass to the left winger, or Messi and Iniesta would achieve the same with short, intricate passes. When Pedro played on the left, he hugged the sideline and tried to dribble along the line vertically. When Villa played there, he could do the same as Pedro, but emphasized more on cutting in and finishing chances. The explosive Iniesta would sometimes also rotate with the left winger and allowed the left winger to attack closer to the middle. Abidal often supported the 2 attackers from behind by making himself available for a back pass, but when it was open, he also attempted some underlap and overlap runs. Their build-up principle was finding the third man. And there is one key element to finding the third man: what to do when a player has his back against the opponent. Let's visualize it. Player 1 plays into player 2, and player 2 either turns if there is space or if he's heavily guarded, immediately lays it back, and this back pass is never useless. Player 1 or player 3 must have already scanned and known where the third man is. This looking ahead was something Barcelona's players mastered, especially Xavi and Busquets from deep, allowing them to play forward again instantly and keeping Pep's team's build-up fluid. Simply passing around wasn't enough to make them so dominant. Iniesta and the front three, MVP, were all very expressive and explosive in dribbling. Messi played as a right winger in his early career, but before joining La Masia, Messi grew up playing in the enganche position. It's an Argentinian term which refers to a position in the space between the midfield and attack. The description naturally fits with Pep's false nine role. Messi's expressive and instinctive football maximized the impact of this system. Messi could run in behind the center backs like a true nine, or rotate and act as a temporary winger, or drop deep into the midfield as the fourth midfielder. He could move anywhere on the pitch to create an overload. When Messi had his back against the opponent, he would use his low center of gravity and explosiveness to turn around and dribble through players. But if he was targeted by multiple defenders, he had two options. One, either make the aforementioned back pass, or two, he would dribble further backwards into the midfield. What's the advantage of doing that? If the defenders don't follow him, the backward dribble creates space for him to turn around and dribble forward. If the defenders follow him, his backward dribbles create space behind the defenders, then Messi passes back to a midfielder, and they would be able to spot a third man and potentially exploit the disrupted defensive structure. Pep's false nine Barcelona that season had many iconic games: 5-0 in the two Champions League semi-final matches against Madrid and 3-1 against Man United. It left an indelible mark on the football world, not just because of their glory, but also because of the way they played. The team playstyle should definitely be possession, to have close player spacing as well as frequent positional rotations. And now I'll introduce the three key elements we need to achieve in eFootball. The first one is Abidal's role. We should use a defensive fullback to prioritize defense and stopping counters over making overlaps. Or should we? Abidal prioritized defense, but we also saw how he supported the left winger by moving into the half space sometimes and moving wide sometimes. And just using a defensive fullback doesn't really provide this flexibility. That's why I went with a different approach, playing Abidal as a wide center back and giving him attacking. He would still defend like a defensive fullback, but in attack he moves higher into the midfield and becomes an actively moving passing option, which more appropriately follows Pep's positional play principles. The second element is Barcelona's right side rotations. How can we activate Messi's rotation with Pedro or Villa? As mentioned before, Xavi stayed deep on the right to orchestrate the attack with his vision and accurate passes. Then Dani Alves, Messi, and Pedro or Villa, whoever is on the right, formed a very active attacking unit. So we give the right back attacking to push him higher. Then we play the false nine, Messi as an SS placed slightly towards the right. Then we play a right SS instead of a right winger. Having a right SS gives the right back more space along the sideline and makes it easier to rotate with Messi positionally. The third element is how MVP attacked. As mentioned before, Messi the false nine as an SS, then we have a right SS. Then on the left we have two options. We can play a left winger if we want the player to hug the sideline more, to use the whole width of the pitch. Or when Villa plays on the left, we can sometimes convert him into a left SS if we want him to be closer to the center. Victor Valdés was an offensive keeper. Piqué, a build-up CB with good passing skill, and a very aggressive destroyer to play as Puyol or Mascherano. For Abidal, I am using someone like Lucas Hernandez or Costa Curta, who have decent pace and defense stats. Then Dani Alves, an attacking right back. Busquets was like an anchorman. Then Xavi, an orchestrator, and Iniesta can be a whole player or creative playmaker AMF. Then Villa and Pedro. I would avoid using a creative playmaker or classic 10. Anything else can work since we often switch Villa and Pedro's positions. We need players that fit in their player profile. Villa a very good goal scorer with good ability on the ball, while Pedro a very skilled and fast dribbler. And finally, just use Messi as Messi. Or use a good left-footed dribbler with a similar profile like Maradona. Here's the team, the instructions, and the table of players. If you aren't too eager to try them out yet, next we will take a look at 32 highlight build-up plays from online division matches, and at the end, it will feature one game where I will use this team that includes as many of the same players. Enjoy!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. Iniesta.
The center-back chooses to press Iniesta, which gives Messi space to run into.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Attacking center-back Abidal wins the aerial duel high, then Pedro has his back facing the opponent. The defender chooses to press, so a quick 1-2 with Messi is the right thing to do.
It's a threatening ball. Can he finish? Goal!
Now Villa as the left SS, Abidal supports the attack by being positioned higher.
The defense. Foden is sporting a guilty look after that.
Against a pressing defender, Messi dribbles backward and finds the winger.
Now it's Son Heung-min. He's been slipped through. He's found some space. Shot, surely! Time for a potential game changer. Well, this could lead to the injection of energy that might disrupt the rhythm of their opponents.
Quick one-touch passes on the right between Xavi, Alves, Pedro, and Messi.
Now it's Hazard. He's got away. Oh, look at the space. Big chance! This is Messi.
Messi and Pedro are both SS, so they are positioned very close to each other.
Hakimi. Now it's Messi.
Again, Messi's back dribble and the positional rotation with Pedro.
They could do with more speed. Neymar. Messi. Played it back. And it's Vitinha. It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break. Iniesta. Oh, it's Neymar! He's intervened well there. Pacho. Busquets. Iniesta. And it's Messi.
Creating a chance for Pedro, who's the runner.
Oh, he's bustling through here. And it's Iniesta.
The classic midfield trio controls the ball and spots Messi's run.
Pushes him off the ball. Vitinha. Oh, this looks sharp.
Iniesta has so much time on the ball, he can choose to pass to Villa, who's wide open, but he spots Messi running into open space too.
Shot could be on. And a chance! Penetrating for the first time. It's so often the case with goal scorers. Little influence, and all of a sudden, bang. Now it's Neymar. Neymar will not want to lose out here, not against this
Villa's run from the
opponent.
left sideline is so good, especially when the team's strong side attracts many defenders.
Cut it out. Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually...
Make good use of back passes and back dribbles.
Too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match. Vitinha. Neymar. He is through here. Messi! And the ball's come loose here. Neymar. Hakimi. up and running. The unmissable figure of Jan Koller. No doubt where his strength lies.
No, well, if ever you wanted to show the definition of target man,
Abidal's attacking CB role makes him more available in build-up.
yeah, with the right service, he's unplayable.
Iniesta. Oh, shooting chance!
That's a really decent chance.
Threads one in. Out to the left it goes. Takes a shot! Unspoiled kindly here.
That's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping.
Again attracting pressure on the right and at the center, freeing up David Villa.
He'll get lucky, he'll come your way.
Barcelona are sitting pretty. 2-0.
Oh, with this kind of authority, Peter, why not push on and
Iniesta. That's a cute ball.
you can
Make a
never
long
show
pass to the
others
runners when there's space.
As long as the space left behind is filled.
Oh, he's brought it down, and it is a penalty.
Barcelona. Decisive as it comes. Spot chosen, spot hit.
Barcelona have fired themselves in front.
Yeah,
Messi!
box it by going the other. Very nice.
Pedro has his back facing Carlos. Carlos doesn't press. Then Pedro is free to turn around and
We watch
dribble.
this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Knocks it into space. Can he finish? Oh, the movement is slick. The speed is slippery. The defence, though,
Messi
in the
and
hole
Villa
this
rotate.
time. And he's worked it through. David Villa! Goal! Barcelona! David
What a
Villa.
ball from Villa to Messi that triggers the rotation.
Played into space out wide. He's got away. And Hakimi. And it's Vitinha.
These quick, long passes from Busquets or Xavi can catch the opponent off guard. The key is to keep scanning and looking at the whole pitch.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? David Villa gets into some space. Tries a shot!
But he failed to get his head up.
Iniesta. Half an hour played now. Now it's Villa. David Villa going full steam ahead down the left flank.
Left side attack, Iniesta rotates with David Villa.
Now it's Vitinha. He's got plenty of space out wide here. David Villa. Chance! Overly willing to compromise.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe
That's the
both.
advantage of having a false nine. Should the opponent defender press? If they don't press, the false nine has so much time to make decisions.
Goes for a shot! He's been taken down and the referee has pointed at the game. He must save it. Good football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. We have already started here.
Well, someone I'm really looking forward to seeing is one of a kind, El Diego. And the word legend is badly
A chance from
overused
pressing
in our
high.
world, Peter, but he qualifies with room to spare. And
Messi! And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just...
And the shot! And now a sudden chance to counter. He can run onto that. And he's managed to get free. Whistle's gone and the referee
Good job, Pepe.
has given a penalty. Yeah, or there's real trouble. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. David Villa.
classic overload to isolate.
Spread out to the left. Gets into some space. Shoots! It's a goal!
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple. The one cut.
Minutes has been indicated.
Barcelona looking to pass their way through. Chance!
What to think? They'll be playing a high line. His athleticism and pace in recovery are both going to be critical. But I just feel he understands the art of defending better than most. No surprise, given his footballing education, of course.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. Can he get on the end of this? And the shot! His position was perfect. The invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when a renowned finisher is ignored. It's how he built his reputation.
Can he finish?
He's doing- That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Villa has choices, pass to Messi or Alves. Both would have been good chances.
Number 17.
And it's Rosicki.
Messi.
A great run by Iniesta.
Oh, what a ball! And he shoots! Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real
Best in the business.
Some say the best ever.
Yeah, and I can see why. He's about as sophisticated as players come. And his role covers everything from reclaiming the ball to, well, pretty much everything else. Only a man of his caliber and cleverness can do that.
Oh, good ball for a shot! He's leading. Threads one in, and it's been played through. He's well positioned. And the finish! He scored! Hakimi. There's a sharp little ball here. Might be danger here. He's been taken out. Could that be a penalty? The referee for the denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. He'll fancy himself from here. Messi! It's a formidable matchup. Hernandez gets a foot in here. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Hakimi. That looks a decent ball. That's been drilled in. Oh, shooting chance! Goes on a charge down the left. Neymar. Batistuta. Chance for a shot!
Okay, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break. It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Xavi, a player of legendary status. This is Messi. And this is Pedro. And the shot! Now with a break in play. And it's Messi. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Looking for the run. That's a decent clearance. Can he finish? Goal! Barcelona! And they...
This is the perfect example of how to play with a man advantage. Move the opposition from side to side, wear them down, deserve goal.
That is a great pick out. Schmeichel gets it away. He's never going to make it. Xavi tries to pass it through. It's a really well measured ball. Picked out, real chance! PK plays it forward. Pedro has it in a wide position. He's picked his way through. Iniesta here's on. There's the shot!
To say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
Can he get on the end of this? He's in space and looking for options. That's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Shot could be on. Can he finish? And he hits the net. Brings it to a close. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy, please subscribe, like, and share. Do you like the 2009 tactics or 2011 tactics more?
Go.